Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders, and today we are with Deidre, which is the founder of Daydream, a sustainable umbrella company that is gonna take the world. So, Deidre, tell us, what are the 5 steps to launch a sustainable product?
Well, Harry, the first step to starting the sustainable product is to actually find the right product to iterate on and make more sustainable alternative. So we chose the rain umbrella. I was walking back from the consulting firm I worked with at the time, and it started raining. And the umbrella I was using snapped and broke in half. And I got soaked walking home from work.
Stories about umbrellas, you will cry, I will depress you. So let's leave it there. Man, go ahead.
So the idea came to me. I had recently learned about the ocean plastic crisis, and there's a lot of ocean plastic and plastic entering our oceans every year. So when I was throwing the umbrella away, I realized that we could probably build this better. We could build it from better material. We could reallocate what's already in existence and damaging our planet. And we could create a better, more sustainable, eco-friendly alternative to the rain umbrella. And the other facet of it from a business component was that I couldn't name a single umbrella brand if my life depended on it.
Absolutely.
You know, shoes, clothes like Nike and Adidas and Puma, there's a ton of big names, but there isn't one in the umbrella space. So we wanted to enter the market as a new entrant with the exciting edge. And I think that that's what everyone should look for when launching a product.
I love the name. The name is fantastic. Well done on the name. Okay, so what are the next steps? So we have a step number 1. What is the step number 2?
So step number 2 is doing your research. So R&D, making sure that you have a fully baked out idea. I spent a lot of the research and development phase of my business talking to oceanologists and people who worked in the ocean plastic space, worked in recycling. I spent a lot of time making sure that I was building the product in the right direction, addressing the problem correctly. And so I think it's really important to do that initial discovery before you build out the product.
Okay, and then what's step number 3?
And then comes designing the product itself. So you want to make sure that that you have a fully baked vision. So when you start receiving samples and prototypes, you're able to much more easily and effectively work with your manufacturers to get product as quickly as possible. So during that phase, I decided I really wanted them to be very durable in addition to made of better materials. So that step takes a bit of sitting down and really thinking through your vision so that you can implement it.
Okay, so step number 4?
Step number 4, and this is pretty specific to sustainable products, is that you need to ensure the authenticity of your material. So it was very likely I could have received umbrellas that were made from just virgin polyester and plastic that came right off an assembly line and wasn't actually recycled. So I went through a lot of certifications, and I worked with very specific organizations who deal strictly with recycled materials. And I think that's a really important part of any supply chain that's going to make big claims about utilizing that type of material.
And then the last step?
The last step is finalizing the supply chain and getting the product. So you have to wait a while, depending on where and how they're manufactured, to actually get the product. But once you put the supply chain in place and you hit go, everything kind of follows into place from there.
Okay, now, but then Deidre, tell us the story. Why did you decide to start this business, and which is very risky what you're doing? Yeah, you have a very comfortable job in the management, and then they pay you very good money, and you decided, no, it's a good idea to go and start a business on my own in a space that is really complex, which is the retail in general, very competitive. So what made you give these steps? Tell us what happened.
What happened was I saw a problem and I wanted to do something about it, and I didn't see anybody else doing anything about it.
That's how badly you want to solve this problem that you quit your job? Do you think that was a good idea?
Depends on the day you ask me, Harry. Today, I do think it was a good idea. And a lot more
Depend on the
days,
day. Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah.
a lot more days recently, the answer is yes. Early on, all the trials and tribulations and years it took to actually launch the product, I might have answered differently, but today it definitely was worth it.
How about friends and family? They were telling you, "Oh, you crazy." I got that from my parents. Yeah, when I said to my parents, "Gonna open the business," they told me, "You're gonna open it what? Come on, don't be silly. Go back to work. Yeah, don't give me headache." That's what I got from my parents.
I got a little bit of that. It was more like, you're gonna make what? Like there was a lot of emphasis. Nobody understood the umbrellas part, like why
Any
that part
entrepreneurs in
didn't
your
take a lot.
family? Any friend that you have as an entrepreneur? Anyone that give you a little tap on the shoulder and say, "Okay, you're gonna be fine." In your environment.
Well, most people in my life who have businesses have it as more of their side hustles, so they didn't go full-fledged on with the business. So there was some concern there, but overall, I think everyone knows how rewarding having their own business ultimately is. So very quickly, everyone was supportive. They went from confused to supportive.
Okay, and now let's dig in a sustainable product, right? Because the clients are getting very savvy, and as you'll be aware, right? A lot of companies. We did the research. We worked for a while with a company involved in social responsibility, so we analyzed and we did a lot of work on the space. So this is something that our research shows, right? The research shows that people prefer to get paid less as soon as they're working in a sustainable company that look after the planet, that have inclusivity, right? The clients, they tend to stay longer because and the cost for acquisition of client for those companies lower because they go for referral because the product is sustainable. We also find out that they reduce a lot of cost in marketing and in client acquisition, and it does a lot increase the brand. You can have a brand increase of 30% in if you are claiming that your product is sustainable and so on. But there are a lot of companies that they are saying, "Oh, we're sustainable," and they are not. They're doing it 50%. They're doing it for all the benefit that I told you because for marketing this is amazing. But the client, like I shared with you, is getting very savvy. So tell us about your process, how you went into R&D, into the research to make sure that the umbrellas that you're producing are actually the real deal, when it comes to sustainability. But also tell us about the price, because out there is lots of products sustainable, but the consumer cannot afford them because they're expensive. So there is a gap there that we need to try to close as soon as possible. So tell us a little bit about the R&D. How was this process? How hard it was? Who helped you? And how you with the magic solution? Yeah.
Yeah, it was very challenging because to your point, there definitely is what's called greenwashing out there, which is companies trying to make it seem like they're doing things sustainably or have products that are built from sustainable material, but they don't actually. And I learned that a bit of the hard way. So it did take me a few years to launch this business. And part of that was because the first manufacturer I worked with was making those claims. They were saying that the material was authentic, ocean-bound plastic, but ultimately I didn't have the fullest confidence that it was. So even though I had worked for over a year on the product with this factory, I made the decision after that time to shut down that relationship and to pursue a new one because I was not confident that they were going to give me the authentic products that would actually have an impact, the whole mission behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah, very good. Well done. Wow. So after a year, you have to start from zero again. Yeah,
Two
because
supply chains I had to build out.
manufacturer. So then you have to switch for a new manufacturer. Oh my God, this is a big job.
Two
Especially,
new manufacturers. So both the fabric mill and the umbrella factory I had to switch away from.
wow.
Yeah, so it took a lot of work. The way I ultimately did it was I went to this organization that certifies, it's called Ocean Cycle, and they work with organizations to actually find this material and to make other products out of it. So I went to them and I said, I need to find a fabric mill that actually utilizes this material. And their certification is like the top notch. If they're certified by them, you know everything is legit and authentic. So I went to them and I said, I need a fabric mill to work with that will actually utilize this fabric. They connected me with one. Then I said to that factory, I now need an umbrella supplier. Is there any umbrella suppliers you worked with? And they say yes. So I have much more authenticity and belief in my supply chain than I did before because I worked backwards working with a certification company rather than approaching an umbrella factory first and trying to pull teeth and make sure they would use this material. So I worked backwards. I started again a year in and worked backwards, but it's worth it.
That's okay.
I feel
That's
more
okay.
confident.
This is part of the journey. I don't think that anybody got it right in the first place anyway. So especially in this space with sustainable, with a lot of things are going on, even the manufacturing can be sustainable, and then the supplies cannot be sustainable. So, and the whole thing becomes really really complex in terms of this. And like I shared with you before, the client is getting very savvy. They will find out the people that buy this type of product, they will dig deep. But they're happy. The good news is they're gonna buy a lot and they're gonna tell their friends. Yeah. Okay. So second point is let's do break. Yeah. I told you I live in London. Yeah. So we use over there a lot of umbrellas. Very windy, and they do break quite often. So how do you ensure that the sustainable material that you're using for your umbrellas is more resistant than the actual products in the market?
Yeah, in addition to utilizing the recycled fabric, I was looking for alternatives because if an umbrella breaks or snaps, they can't be recycled, so they pollute the environment.
Very good. So they can get recycled. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's when they break. You got a very good point there.
Yeah, it's over 1.1 billion umbrellas end up in landfills every year because they break.
Yeah.
So on top of the recycled material, I knew I wanted to use stronger options for something like the actual pole. And I didn't want to cut down the Amazon by using a wooden handle. I wanted to think of another option for it. And bamboo is one of the fastest growing and strongest materials.
Yes, I agree with you. Very strong. And it's lighter, right? It's going to be lighter than the wood. Okay.
Yep.
Tell us about price. Are they expensive compared with normal umbrellas, unsustainable umbrellas out there?
They are on the higher side. They're 59, so they are on the higher side. But we dig deeply into the human rights component of our supply chain as well. So we pay the local workers who gather the plastics from the beaches and the coastlines and the rivers. We ensure that they're paid fair wages for the work that they do, as well as all the factory workers.
So increase the people working on the company, they get paid fairly, whatever their base and so on, right?
Yep, correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then the materials in general
doesn't break.
and the materials in general are just much more high quality than you would find in a standard umbrella in a drugstore or something like that. Because they're stronger, they are more expensive to make and create. So therefore, we pass
the consumer understand it. Okay, so tell us, because making umbrella is very Instagram, very TikTok. You can do a lot of cool things with umbrella. So how you doing with the direct to consumer social media? Are you creating something cool there with umbrellas that people can see and they can follow you and they can join you?
Yeah. On Instagram we're Dry, so DRI.
I love the name. The name is brilliant.
Thank you.
Very good name to build the brand, yeah?
We thought of it because over the I is a raindrop. So it's DRI with a raindrop over the...
Brilliant. It's very good. Well, now, who has this idea? You had the idea of the name? Wow.
I did, yeah.
Did you want to get the dry.com?
So it's Dry, DRI. Well, on Instagram, we're Dry, DRI_umbrellas. And then on our website is www.dryumbrellas.com.
Okay, very good. Brilliant.
We're not on TikTok yet, but we need to get on TikTok.
Oh, you're gonna kill it there. TikTok, yeah, you think there are pros more than other ones that they are like pros that they're good for demonstration. So,
Yeah.
this umbrella, look how strong it is, and maybe you can choose something strong. Or look at this umbrella, how we look after the planet. Is the people working on the umbrella? So you can. It's pro that they are you can do a demonstration with it. They're very good for TikTok and for Instagram because it will communicate with that community. Yeah, especially the sustainability community, which is a big community in all these platforms. They will resonate with your product. Okay, so how are you doing in or have it was to find your first client? Because this is the issue that we usually have, right? With entrepreneurs, we put all the time, effort, energy to make these great products. Even you have this year, and then oh my god, now the product it had to change and start over again. So more money, more time, more family complain, more friend complain. What are you doing? Blah blah. And then, but then it comes the most difficult part, which is bring the product to market and find out if somebody want to buy it at that price. So how are you doing with the penetration of the product, which is the hardest part? Is anybody buying it yet? Where are you selling those umbrellas?
Yeah, so we launched via Kickstarter actually. So
That's great.
yeah, we created a Kickstarter campaign. So we got a lot of orders. We got close to 700 orders on that.
700?
Yeah, we
700?
raised
Wow.
a few dollars short of $30,000. So we had a really successful campaign.
700. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we had a lot of success there, and then we've had continuous follow-up orders since. So we've never done any sort of like ad campaigns or run any ads
Oh,
anywhere.
you should. You should.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You will see. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. So we're planning on doing some in the next couple of days for fall and then for Christmas and Black Friday and holiday season. So we're excited
for everything. Mom's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, restaurant opening. Here I'm in Spain now. There's a little sun here. I saw a lot of people with umbrellas here in Madrid. You won't believe. Yeah. Yeah, because it's sunny. So people don't want the sun to, except me. I'm coming from UK, so I want the sun every day. Yeah, but I saw some people there, mainly the people that live here in Spain, that tired about the sun. So some umbrellas, they're not only good for raining, they are also good for the sun. I saw a lot of people with umbrellas in Singapore also, and and the people were using it when it was raining. So, do you have any idea for penetrate that market, which is the market that you use the umbrella when it doesn't rain?
Yeah, we're going to be rolling out some sun umbrellas, which I'm very excited about.
Sun umbrellas, yeah, that will be in Madrid. You're gonna be a success, yeah. Especially for the tourists here in Spain. As we speak, they say in the news that 95% of the hotels in the whole country they were occupied. So meaning at the moment Spain is full of tourists. It's full of tourists. So then and it's hot. So a sun umbrella would be amazing, and it's very Instagrammable, very TikTok friendly, so you can create a big community out of this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your biggest challenge and how you overcome that challenge?
I would say having to rebuild the supply chain after a year was probably one of the biggest challenges.
And expensive, yeah.
Yep, that was a lot. And we had done probably 7 or 8 prototypes at that point. We were really trending in the right direction. So that was a big challenge. The first rain umbrella that I got as a sample wasn't waterproof, so that was pretty upsetting.
It happened.
But yeah, I mean, I would say just overall the challenges that I don't have a lot of background in the environmental space or a ton in actually creating a business, any sort of entrepreneurship.
But you have a lot of passion. That's count more than that all said before. Yeah. You're really happy with your product. I can see because your eyes shine when you talk about it. And And this is the more thing that an entrepreneur need to succeed. Don't worry about the credential or the environment. You get there. You will get there. No, you actually there, because at the end of the day, you manage to launch a product that ticks all the boxes, and it's time all the way. Now, how selling this umbrella? If I want one, where should I go? Should I go to a website, to Instagram? So if somebody want one so they can save the planet and contribute to society and empower communities while they are making the purchase of these amazing umbrellas, and they can have in different colors, maybe. They can even have a sun umbrella, yeah. So sustainable sun umbrella, that would be amazing. So how people can find the product, and also what are the channels that you selling this product to consumers, so people know?
Yeah, so the web would be the best place to go. So dryumbrellas.com. We have them in 3 different colors. We have blue, green, and gray. We wanted to stay on the ocean color theme, but then we also have one with a big sea turtle on it that has been our best seller. So that's been a lot of fun. That would be the best place to go. We also carry them at REI, which is, I'm not sure if that's international, but in the States, it's a pretty big outdoor chain store. So they're in there as well if anyone listening is in the States. But yeah, the best place to
And
go.
you supply the States only for the moment, right? United States for the moment?
Correct.
Okay. Let's stop there, because this is something that you make a comment, and maybe you leave it on the table. So you said that you have the umbrella with the turtle, and this one has been the bestseller. How big bestseller compared with the other ones?
I'd say it's probably sold at least 20% more than the others have.
Yeah. So this is, in business, I call it sign. Yeah, this is a sign. Yeah, they're telling you do more of these ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that tell you a story, right? When I started my first business, it was in property. We managed to sell over 5 million in that business, and then I was renting a room. Right, that was the business. I was renting houses, making it better, and renting them again, buy room. And so the first person come and show the room. For me, the room was great, but then the guy say, "Well, you know what? It's not good. It need painting. No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take it." And I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy, if I paint this room, he will take it. As soon as he left, next day I take the paint, I paint the room by himself, painting in white. It was beautiful, looked clean. So then the second person come to see the room, it was a girl. I said, look, what do you think about the room? It's clean, right? And the guy told me, yeah, but it looks cold. I said, what do you mean cold? Yeah, it doesn't have any painting, any flower, anything, No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take it. I'm like, what? Okay, so I went to IKEA. I bought a duvet. It was orange, red. It was so vivid color. What was the other color that this thing have? Orange, red, I think pink. And that's all the color of the duvet. And then I bought a painting there in IKEA, put it in the room, and then flour. I think it costs very little, like £1 something. Then we put it there. Guess what? After I rang the next person, which was a guest, and after I opened the door, the guest said, "I'll take it." So the point of the story is sometimes we create the product thinking what we will buy, but the clients ask what they really want, right? And I think that, yeah, maybe you can have some products that, they are more standards, more corporate, but at the end of the day, people want to have fun with the product. People want to, that's what they're selling 20% more. And maybe the thought maybe represents also to save the environment, or to save this type of turtle. So now the whole thing is more, even more about the whole planet and so on. So I will explore what the clients are telling you, because maybe, I don't know, you can launch an edition with the top of which are in danger of extinction, and this could be maybe is what they want. I don't know. This is what your client, but at the moment, at the 20% there, I think this is what they want, and sometimes we have to listen to them, and we need to make cool things in what they want. Yeah, but also for corporate It's a brilliant product. I don't know if you were aware in the Olympics in Paris, the best of the athletes they were done by sustainable materials.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were made by cardboards, and the athletes they were doing on Instagram and said, "Look, my bed, this is crazy. These people put cardboard there. How can I sleep there?" Everybody managed to sleep properly. They didn't break. So and also for corporate, okay, I think you have a big market there. Airports. I don't know, a bank. I mean, these type of companies, they are forward to bring more products to. I think it was bank. I can't remember the name, that changed all the furniture for in one shot. Can you imagine big branch for sustainable? Yeah. And I hear about an airport also making big sustainable furniture, sustainable material. Okay. And the Olympic Games. So there are also corporate, right? There are the good companies. There are companies that really want they want to do this honestly, and they want to do what they can to have products and services that look after the environment. The other question I want to ask you is about social responsibility, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm not throwing plastic in the ocean, and like this I'm saving the planet. But when it comes to social responsibility, it's more like a 360 degrees. It's not only include saving the planet, include also to don't discriminate and to hide the people, exactly like you said, to pay fair to the employees, includes be more inclusive and hide the people how the good they are, not because regardless that they are Chinese or Black or African. Also give equal money and equal pay to women. What else is there? So the whole social responsibility thing is a more contribute to, for example, yeah, or create or empower the community that when the product is created or when it's sold. So what is your view in this 360 social responsibility, which again companies some companies are using there, not in this 360 way, and they don't believe it. They just claiming to do that as much as they can because of marketing, but in the end, they're not doing. But there are the other companies that honestly are embracing sustainable products and social responsibility in a holistic way, 360, and actually try to make the world a better place. So what's your point? What's your view on this?
My view is that I think that especially new businesses like mine and like others coming to market do need to focus that holistic approach. And that businesses that are in existence and are bigger brands, they need to make that a core focus of their business. I think that the way that I built Dry incorporates focusing on human rights in addition to focusing on the environment.
Very good. That's amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to I put the foot forward in terms of the supply chain and making sure everything was had human rights in the forefront. So a lot of the women that help gather the plastic from coastlines, rivers, streams, it's income that otherwise they wouldn't have. It's a lot of those who haven't had the opportunity to have high levels of education. They are helping us gather the plastic that we utilize in the umbrellas, and it gives them the ability for some financial independence in other positions where they may not have had that opportunity. So really focusing on that, really focusing on the quality of the factories that I worked with, the vetting, all the human rights certifications that I could to make sure that the working conditions are great, and it, up to the highest standards. And so that was a really, really important part for me, to get every single certification I could to ensure the safety of the workers in the supply chain, because I do agree it needs to be a holistic view. There's so many components of our planet that need to be addressed when building a business from the very, very beginning.
So, so where this passion of sustainability came from?
Where did it come from?
How you end up so passionate about? I do recycle, and I do actually, and I look into companies to help them to grow in terms of social responsibility. We have worked with companies, right, and put our in to help them to grow. So, but where do you find this passion? Because you are very passionate about what you do.
I am. I from a young
I can
age,
tell.
good, I'm glad. From a young age, I've done a lot of humanitarian work. So
Ah,
after natural disasters, going like after Katrina, after Hurricane Harvey,
wow.
and doing volunteering. And so I've done various types of volunteering throughout my life. And then I watched this documentary on ocean plastic, and plastic really wasn't something that I'd ever thought too much about.
A
And
lot, yeah.
it definitely scared me. So I became really passionate about plastic. I became passionate about this idea and this business. And through the journey of this business, I've learned so much more about climate change, about the environment, deforestation, all these different things that are happening around the world and to our planet. And my passion for it has just increased over the past 3, 4 years working on dry.
Okay, so what are the next step of dry? How can we get these umbrellas? Where more distribution channels are you gonna open? Which one is your ideal corporate client? Tell us, so maybe they're listening to the podcast and they say, okay, you know what? Let's get the umbrellas.
I mean, I think my biggest route to scale and a widespread impact be partnering with a company like Marriott or Fidelity or
Exactly, Marriott, yeah.
organizations to be
Hilton,
the umbrella supplier for events, a Marriott be their umbrella supplier at gift shops or at their front desk. I think that those large organizations, I mean, you have a company of 80,000 people, you buy, 10,000 umbrellas, and that's like 80,000 plastic bottles that have not entered the ocean because of that single move.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so even just one right partnership can have an enormous impact. So I do hope that large corporations will see that and see us and see the potential that they have to truly have an impact on this environmental issue.
Absolutely, they will see it. They will see it. Whether people like it or not, we're moving in this direction, little by little. You go to a supermarket and you see more vegan food. You go
Yep.
to people are really about that. Even today in Spain, it rains a lot. Like I used to live in Cuba when I was born, and in Cuba it rains really hard. So with really we need umbrellas also. And the issue was that but never here in Madrid it rains so hard. And the way that rained yesterday and today here in Madrid is so hard that I think that the climate change has a huge impact on this because I've been I've been before 20 years ago here, and I never see a storm like that in the 5 years I live in Spain. So that's crazy. Also in UK, the old people, very old people, I mean, Harry, here in UK used to snow a lot. Now it don't even snow in UK, very little. So the climate change have an impact, and only in 20, 30 years you can actually see, which is something that is very alarming. I can see with my eyes, and I think in the news you see the floods, the hurricanes, and things on the planet that they are more severe, more strong, and we all need to do to become conscious entrepreneur, yeah,
Yeah.
and to do good and make money at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So tell us what the last message for this big corporation that want to do more about social responsibility, want to partner with companies like yours, which are 360 holistic when it comes to social responsibility and global conscious entrepreneurs. So which message do you have for this organization? What they should be partnering with you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we've done all the legwork for them in terms of them having to meet certain sustainability, corporate responsibility goals, partnering with an organization like preferably Dry, but organizations similar to myself We've done all the legwork. We've vetted the supply chain. We have the product that's actually
A
authentically
big
made.
job.
They don't need to go and do all that and spend all the time and money. We've spent the years doing it already. So it's easy to create that partnership versus pulling teeth to do it all yourself. So I would encourage, that's multiple ways they can lift up the economy and have a big impact on smaller entrepreneurs, on the problems. They can really use those resources in a lot of beneficial ways. So partnering with smaller organizations who've done the work for them is how I would frame it.
Absolutely, and then they can make an impact in that community. I think that we are the big organization. They need to see the things holistic at the same time because they are big organization because they have clients everywhere. So if you partner with companies like yours that is distributed internationally, so from where the product is created to where the product is landed, I think that the big companies have the way to give back and associate them and start to move into a direction of the social responsibility. I have a friend, I cannot tell you the company. She's the sustainability manager for that company. Is a big supplier, electrodomestic supplier. They created a job for her. And so she's the manager of sustainability of this huge company that supplies electrodomestics. Yeah. And she was sharing with me that when they change the envelopes of some, let's say, microwave for a more sustainable material, she was telling me, I said, what happened? The clients say something, and they told me, well, the client hasn't said anything. They were expecting it. Wow, that's very profound, yeah. And I told her, look, you should be happy. You should be happy. They're not gonna celebrate you and give you a ring to for you to use sustainable material. This is what you should be doing. Yeah, maybe the client what they were saying is it's about time, otherwise I'll buy somewhere else. And this is so yeah. The consumers are, like I shared with you, they're getting very savvy in these times, and they're expecting big companies to become more sustainable, to become more social responsibility friendly. They are expecting it, and that make a decision in the buying behavior. So for all of you guys that have big companies out there, make sure that you partner with companies and you start to want your goals of sustainability and social responsibility before the clients, especially the millennials and the young people, change the buying behavior and buy the microwaves and everything else for another company. So
Exactly.
yeah, and this is where we are heading. Yeah. So Deidre, thank you so much. I think that this podcast has been amazing. I think that you're brilliant. You're very passionate about your product. That's the best thing. And you have a big heart and you want to change the world and make a contribution. We need more people like you. We need more conscious entrepreneurs. Actually, my girlfriend, she has partnership with Mary Diamond from the movie The Secret, and they have a big movement for global conscious entrepreneurs. And so they have a big community there where they are and they are raising about that. So this is something that we can send you details if
Yes,
you
I would love that.
and on that note, I want to thank you so much. Tell us one more time if the people are listening this podcast and either they live in London, which is rains a lot, or they live in Madrid, which is a lot of sun. We need umbrellas anyway, and they think that it's a good idea to buy an umbrella that helps to save the planet, that make an impact in the community, and make them feedback about that the product that they home actually makes a difference in people's life. How they can purchase the product again? Tell us.
Yep. So come to DRI umbrellas.com and we have the product there. And you can feel free to contact us through the website as well. And we'll get back to you. Same business day.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Deidre. And for all of you following the Entrepreneurs and Leaders, see you in our next episode of Entrepreneurs and Leaders, how brave entrepreneurs like Deidre break that walls and launch their sustainable product. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Harry. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.